Hello everybody, welcome back to another video. Tayshawn Mirage tracking on this fantastic Monday, December 4th, 2023. And yes, it has been a while since I uploaded. Like I told you before, it was not going to be no more video until December until I get my water bill subscription back. And I got it, so here I am back. So in this video, we had some big storm that's coming for between December 9th and December 12th because the potential for severe storms, guys, is increasing, and this is why I'm making this video. We got lots of severe storms apart to the southeast, but not only that, this big storm system is not only going to bring severe storms, will also bring very, very big snowstorms apart to the northeast. So, if you like this videos I've been doing on my channel, please hit that like button, subscribe, and let's get right into it. So, first of all, let's talk about what's going on right now before we get into the main topic of this video, because we do have a cold front that is making its way down the southeast U.S., and if you live in the southeast U.S., boy, it feels like still October right now because temperatures right now are in the 70s, and that is not something you see in December because we are like less than a month from winter, and it can get warm, guys. It's happened before. Last winter, example, the winter before, especially the winter before, around Christmas time, temperatures were like in the 80s, yes. So, it can get warm in the winter times. So, also that we do have a big storm that is making its way towards the Pacific Northwest. It's going to bring some more heavy rain, some more mudslides if you live in the Pacific Northwest, including California, the Southwest. You're possibly going to be warm as this warm area is going to make its way through. And not only that, once this cold front make its way through and make its way out of here, we're going to have a lot of region building up for parts of the central U.S. So after that, here comes very warm temperatures for parts of the Midwest and the upper Midwest and even the Southwest, including the South Central U.S., including Texas. You're going to get some warm temperatures too. So now let's get right into the storm prediction center because yes, already on day 6, guys, we already have a 15% risk for severe storms. And that means business because if we already have a day 6 of severe storms, you know we have a big event coming. So if you live in parts of eastern Texas, Louisiana, and even Arkansas, please be heads up for possibly severe storms. And this could be another one of these big tornado outbreaks we might have to have because a sightly risk on day 6 already, yeah, something unique. Watch. So here's your season states at risk for the severe risk. So now let's get right into the main video. So now let's talk about the storm system because we got a big storm system that's coming. And not only that, it's not only going to be severe storms. There's going to be some winter storms apart to the northern side of this storm. So now we're going to look at this. So now by the time we get in towards mid this week, by the time we get in towards Tuesday, not really much happening. But you can see we do get a lot of region building up for parts of the central U.S. So things are going to be pretty warm, pretty above average temperatures right now. So it's not going to last long as this cold front, next big storm system starts to form up by December 9th. So by the time we get in towards mid this week, mid this week, including Wednesday, Thursday, not really much happens. Still got that region in place. But look at this. By the time we get in towards December 9th, here comes this big storm system that we have to watch. Look at this. It comes through the southwest. This is long of a new trough. And along with that, this next storm system that has the potential of bringing some big storms, it will bring some snows for parts of the higher elevations of the Rockies, including Wyoming, Colorado, possibly some snow in the higher elevation. But look at this. By the time we get in towards the 9th of December, including this weekend, by the time we get in towards this weekend, here we go, guys. This is the start of the severe storm. This is the big start by big storm we have to watch. Look at this. By the time we get into December 10th, look at this. Very strong storm. And what's even more concerning is this storm will strengthen and get more stronger as far the east it moves. So look at this. And along with that, you got some very, very heavy snow behind it too. And not only this snow, winter mix is possible too. But look at this. You see that darker blue, even possibly purple. You see that purple, guys, right here? This purple, that's heavy snow. That's heavy snow. That's at least 5 inches of snow falling down. Yes, there's some heavy snow. You see that purple right there. So this is going to be a very big storm. And look at this. 986 millibars. Very, very powerful system making its way through. And along with that, it's going to bring some very strong winds apart to the northeast, including the Carolinas too. You might see some very strong winds too. Part to the Ohio Valley, including Illinois, Indiana, even Ohio. You might get some snow with this system too. If not already a blizzard, look at this. Look at this, guys. It gets even stronger. 983 millibars. Look how strong this system is. Look how much snow it's going to bring. That purple right there, that is maxed out. That has very heavy snow. So you can see anywhere from 8 to 12 inches of snow out of this. Parts of Illinois, Indiana, even parts of Michigan, getting lots of snow as it seems to make its way through. And also, if you live in parts in the Northeast and the Mid-Atlantic, you will get some of these big storms too. Now, I don't think it's going to be much in the way of severe because we're not going to have that very warm Cape and very warm instability. We don't have that warm moisture, so just going to be a very heavy rain and some strong winds, but that's about all. So, yes, it's very strong, make its way through. Look at this. If you live in parts of the higher elevations of South Carolina and North Carolina mountains, you might get in some snow, especially in Tennessee, eastern Tennessee, in those higher elevations. You will possibly get some snow. Boy, look at this. If y'all live in Michigan right now, y'all gonna get lots of snow. Like, get ready, get ready, get ready, get ready, get ready. Y'all gonna see your first big winter storm of the season. Yes, big first winter storm of the season. This storm is going to bring lots of snow. Look at this. Very strong system making its way through. So now, as this system makes its way through, we will get lots of ridge and building other parts of the U.S. again. So now, we're going to look at our 5 millibar jet stream because, yes, this looks pretty concerning, guys. And this is why I'm not here to hype stuff up, but this looks pretty concerning. So, this is a 5 millibar wind speed, and these are like, I think, 30 feet above our heads. Yeah, these are winds 30 feet above our heads. These are how strong the winds are, 30 feet above our heads. So, these are some very strong winds. So, you can see, guys, this is not a subtropical jet right now. This is our subpolar, not a subpolar. This is our polar jet making its way all the way down toward the south. And this polar jet will cool things down. But that's not the main topic right now. It's this next trough that's going to come through. Not this one. But look at this. We do get lots of ridges that does start to build up for parts of the central U.S. And that's what I'm saying. Once this cold front makes its way through, there's going to be lots of ridge for parts of the central and midwest U.S., including Oklahoma and Kansas and Nebraska. Going to have a lot of ridge, and so temperature's going to be pretty warm. But once that ridge move out the way, a next trough will come through. And along with that ridge, this ridge will bring lots of warm temperatures. And that warm temperatures will continue until this next big storm comes through. And once this big storm comes through, there's still going to be lots of warm air. So a lot of Cape, a lot of warm moisture for this storms to form. But look at this. By the time we get into towards December 9th, look at this. This storm right here is what we got to watch. Look at this. This trough right that's coming through, it doesn't look that impressive yet, but it's going to look a whole lot more impressive. And this is something we have not seen in a while. So, now this is going to mean business. Look at this. By the time we get in towards Friday, this trough right here make its way through the southeast. And look at this. Yes. Look at this. By the time we get in toward December 9th, between December 9th and December 10th, the day of our severe event, look at this. This is a very strong. This is what you look for severe storms, possible severe storms. You see that negative tip with that, and along with that, and when you see a trough pointing towards the south like that, when you see a trough that negative tip like that, you can see when the trough gets that strong, along with that, guys, it's bringing very warm, moist air out of that Gulf. And when it does that, the potential for severe storms, you got very cold and dry air behind that. In front of it, you got very warm and moist air in front of that. And when you get that, that's agreement for severe storms. So look at this. It does get even stronger by the time we get into the 10th. And look at this. By the time we get in towards Sunday, we can have another day for severe weather, so we could possibly have a day 7 risk for severe storms. Look at this, much bigger on Sunday, and look at this. So I doubt we will get a day 7 severe risk because look at this, very strong trough makers way through, guys, and look at this, very negative tip with this trough. And along with that, look how strong these winds are. Look how strong this trough is. Look how strong this jet is. You got winds anywhere from 105 to 125 miles. No, 125 knots, not miles per hour, knots. So you got anywhere from 115 to 125 knots. So very strong winds. And look at that. And what's even more concerning is when you see a trough this negative tip, especially when it's pointing towards the southeast like that, that's very concerning because when it does that, it brings lots of warm moist air out of that Gulf. And when it does that, it can bring some very high dew points. So we pretty sure we're gonna have some very strong dew points. And by the time we get towards Monday, beginning of next week, this trough does make its way toward the northeast. Look at that, very strong trough. So big storm you need to watch, guys. And yes, this video is gonna be the longest video ever done because I got so much to talk about. So yeah, but now that was our upper level jet. How about a low level jet? Because these are winds 5,000 feet above our heads, and when you got very strong low level jet winds, yes, you know you gotta have that. You gotta have very strong low level jet winds, at least 30 knots, to support severe storms. So by the time we get farther out, by the time we get in towards the day of the severe event, look at this. By the time we get in towards the 8th, look at this. Here comes our very strong low level jet starts to develop. By the night, look at this. Look at this. You got winds anywhere from 38 to 46 knots. It gets even stronger as you get in towards Sunday morning. Look at this. If you live in parts of the northeast, guys, very strong low level jet. If you live in parts of the Carolinas, the southeast, very strong low level jet. And look at this. You got winds anywhere from 70 to 75 knots. Very strong low level jet making its way through. And this is going to be some business for severe storms. So yeah. So now we're going to look at our 5 mirror bar height anomaly. How strong the heights are. So the blue is below average heights and the red is above average height. And when you got below average heights, that means cooler temperatures, stormy weather. When you got above average heights, that means a lot of sinking air, a lot of warm air. So by the time this cold front makes its way through, guys, here comes this very strong ridge. It's going to stay in place in parts of the upper Midwest. That's going to keep things pretty warm. That's a very strong wind. Look how strong these heights are, like very strong. But look at this, guys. By the time we get towards the night, look at this. Here comes this little feature, this little trough that's coming down the south, moving towards the southeast. That trough right here, that I'm circling right here, is what's going to be our main storm, that big storm of the season so far. Look at this. By the time we get towards December 10th, look how strong that trough is, guys. This is business we have to talk about, and the potential for a tornado outbreak cannot be ruled out. I'm not here to hype stuff up, but it can happen, guys. The Storm Prediction Center is very confident that we're going to have some severe storms. We already have a day 6 of severe storms. So, yes, but also another ridge come from the northwest. So now we're going to get right in towards our ingredients because, yes, we have to have the cape, we got to have the interbill, we have to have the lip, we have to have the moisture, the dew points at least 60 degrees or higher. Dew points to support severe storms. So let's get right into the ingredients. So how about our cape? How much cape we have? We got to have at least 1,000 joules per kilogram to support severe storms, and we're going to have that. So now we look at this. So by the time we get in towards day 8, day 9, look at this. Day 10, look at this. Yeah, day 9. The day 9 is a day by severe storm. Look at this. Lots of cape for parts of Texas. So there's going to be more than enough cape to support severe storms. Look at this. Parts of eastern Texas, Louisiana. And by the time we get in towards the 10th, this storm system does make its way through, bringing some cape for parts of Georgia and South Carolina. So the potential for severe storms possible for y'all. And as we get out, that's it. So now, how about our dew points? We need dew points at least 60 degrees or higher to support severe storms. We're going to have that. Of course we're going to have that. So instability, cape, we can put a check on that. Low level jet winds, put a check on that. A trough, you can definitely put a check on that. How about dew points? Are we going to have the dew points? Are the dew points 60 degrees or higher? Let's see. So by the time we get into a day of severe event, look at this. By the time we get into the night, look at this. Oh yes, this is definitely higher. And if you got dew points in the mid to upper 60s, possibly low 70s to parts of Texas, yes. So we can put the check on the dew points because we got that. And as we get further out, guys, we still gonna have some very high dew points. And look at this. Now, when you got very, very dry and cool air combined to very warm and moist air with very strong low-level jet winds, yes, that's ingredients for severe storms. We have that. And look at this. Not too far from this very warm and moist air, you got very cold and dry air behind it. And when you get something like that, especially when you got very strong low-level jet winds, you definitely have the ingredients for severe storms. So that's why the Storm Prediction Center is already very confident about putting a 15% risk on day 6. because they very confident that we're going to have some severe storms in parts of the eastern Texas, Louisiana, and Arkansas. But look at this. If storm does start making its way through the Carolinas, Georgia, you're going to have the dew points. You're going to have a lot of moisture, so a lot of juice for these storms. But as this cold front does make its way through. So now let's get right in towards our lightning. How much lightning these storms going to bring? So by the time we get in towards at night, you can see these storms going to be severe. Look at this. These storms that will make its way through will have plenty of lightning with it. So you know these storms are severe. And as these storms make its way through, not as much lightning, but it could change, guys. This is too far out. I mean, we are still a couple days out, so things could change significantly. So we will probably see some more lightning with this storm too. But this storm system will make its way through. We will see a couple of lightning as this storm makes its way toward the northeast. So now let's how much rain we can see with this system. So we look at our rainfall outlook. Now it's December 14th. If you live in parts of the Ohio Valley, including Indiana, Ohio, Western Tennessee, Missouri, and even Arkansas, this soil system will bring lots of heavy rain. Parts of the southeast, you can see some rain too. So, and if you live in parts of the Pacific Northwest, yes, you definitely gonna see a lot of heavy rain. You can see, you can see anywhere from 12 to 14 inches of rain. So lots of heavy rain for y'all moving through. And yeah, so now there's not only the severe risk, we do have to watch the potential for the winter risk. There's a snowstorm risk, the cold side of the storm, the potential for a blizzard that's making its way towards the northern U.S. Well, let's get right into that. So we're gonna compare two different models, the European model and the GFS model, because this storm system is not only going to bring severe storms, will also bring lots of snow in the backside. So if you live in parts of Arkansas, Missouri, Indiana, and the north, even parts of western Ohio, especially Michigan, get ready for lots of snow. A lot of snow can fall from now until December 14th. So look at this. You can see anywhere from 10 to 16 inches of snow for parts of Michigan. Now this is one model. This is the European model. The GFS model is a lot less ballistic when it comes to snowfall. Pretty much not showing anything for parts of Arkansas. Look at this. GFS. Now this is very, very crazy. Look at this. Guys, if y'all snow lovers in Arkansas, you probably want the European model instead of the GFS model, because the GFS model is showing that y'all ain't gonna see no snow, but the European model, whole different scenario, showing anywhere from 10 to 12 inches of snow, while the GFS model is showing nothing. Michigan, you will still get the snow, so Michigan is most likely to get snow out of this, but we just got too much disagreement with this, so we gotta kind of see what happens as we get further out, because we are too far out. So now let's get right in towards our winds, because this storm system is going to bring lots of wind with this storm too. So these are surface winds, 10 mil wind gusts, and look at this. As this system makes its way through, guys, this system is going to bring some very strong wind gusts, especially parts of the northeast. If you live in parts of Massachusetts, Delaware, Maryland, you're going to see some very, very strong winds, and please stay off the coast, because yes, big waves are going to be a big threat when we got winds this strong. Not only that, guys, very strong wind gusts for parts of Tennessee, Mississippi, Alabama, even South Carolina, North Carolina, Georgia, Tennessee. You can see wind gusts anywhere from 40 to 46 mile per hour wind gusts. Very strong wind gusts, especially on those Great Lakes. Very strong winds over the lakes. The northeast, you got wind gusts anywhere from 46 to 50 mile per hour wind gusts. This storm is going to bring lots of wind with it too. So now let's get right in towards the forecast. So now I do want to give you our overall U.S. forecast, what the temperature is going to look like in the next coming days. And oh my God, this video is 20 minutes long. I mean, I knew it was going to be this long because I had so much to talk about. So guys, there will not be no video out tomorrow, but there will be a video out on the next day. I don't upload every day, just to keep that in mind. So now let's look at our temperatures. So by the time we get in towards today, first of all, let's talk about what's going on today, because right now, for today, temperatures are not, if you live in parts of the southeast, boy, it feels good right now, but don't worry, because it's not going to last long. You got temperatures right now in the upper 60s, low 70s for parts of southeast Florida. It's just feeling like still like September. But that's going to change as this cold front makes its way through. Look at this. By the time we get in towards waking up on Tuesday morning, Yes, say goodbye to that cold weather because not cold weather. Say goodbye to that warm weather because even parts of Florida is even gonna be getting in this chill. You got temperatures going all the way back down to the upper 30s and 40s in the morning. Even parts of Florida, temperatures in the upper 50s at night. Yes, say goodbye to this warm because it's not. I told you it's not gonna stay that long. But look at this. The highs on Tuesday will still be cool. Got temperatures in the low 60s. Part of Texas, both temperatures are in the 70s. Like, yeah. Forget about winter for Texas. Because Texas is still going to be warm. But look at this. Waking up on Wednesday morning, you got some very cold temperatures. Look at this. Parts of the northern U.S., y'all used to this, but still very cold for y'all. Temperatures in the 20s. Below freeze. But look at this. We do warm up later day on Wednesday. But look at this. How about Thursday morning? Thursday morning, still going to be pretty cold. And look at this. Yes, this is where it gets very crazy. Look at this. Very strong cold will make its way through. Look at this. You got temperatures of parts of the southeast, temperatures in the 30s. While even Florida is seeing temperatures possibly in the 50s. Yes, possibly some 40s of parts of the Panhandle Florida. Yes, very cold air. Like I told y'all guys, cold air. This warm air wasn't going to last long. But things will warm back up again as the next storm system comes through. And look at this. You can see, looking at Thursday, Friday morning, getting into this weekend. Look at this. By the time we get into this weekend, guys, things will warm right back up again before it cools right back down again as the next storm system makes its way through. And look at that. Very cold air. Look at the sharp gradient. Look at this. Yes. We're going to have some severe storms no matter what. Very sharp. You got cold air so close to warm air, boy. That's something you don't want to see when we're talking about severe storms because you know it's going to happen. So now let's get right into the temperature anomalies. How above and how below this temperature is going to be. Well, let's get right into it. So as we get further out, guys, as we get into towards mid this week, look at this. You got temperatures anywhere from parts of Canada, anywhere from 35 to 40 degrees above average. Like, yes. No Arctic blasts for y'all, but if you live in parts of the eastern U.S., temperature's going to be pretty chilly for a little bit, but things will warm back up. Look at this, and look at this. You want to blame the reason why temperatures are so high right now, and so you want to see why the anomalies are so high right now? Thanks for this bridge of high pressure that's in place right now. It's what's keeping these temperatures above average, but that real change as we get farther out. Look at this. Here comes our below average temperatures, make its way towards the west, and look at this. By the time we get in towards the day of the severe event, between December 9th and December 12th, we got some above average temperatures making its way through the eastern U.S. as a storm system makes its way through. And look at that. Once the storm system passes, here comes our below average temperatures. And boy, if you live in parts of Canada, I doubt you're going to see any Arctic blasts this month because still seeing above average temperatures all the way to December 12th. Like, yeah, but the eastern U.S., you got some below average anomalies making its way through. So look at this. Parts of Canada, you seeing temperatures well over 35 degrees above average. Yes. So now let's get right into a climate prediction. So now December 9th through December 13th. This is the days of the severe one. This is the days of the storm system. This storm system will bring lots of warm air. So along with that, Climate Prediction Center is saying that yes, temperatures are going to be above average in parts of the eastern U.S., while the western U.S. going to see some below average temperatures, especially parts of the tip of the northeast, including Pennsylvania. Temperatures anywhere from 70-80% chance of seeing above average temperatures. Precipitation, yes, it's going to be a wet one, especially for y'all in Florida. And thanks for the storm system that's coming through. It's going to bring lots of rain. If you live in parts of Florida, you're gonna see precipitation anywhere from 60 to 70% chance of precipitation. Parts of majority of the southeast region, you're gonna see anywhere from 40 to 50% chance of above average precipitation. The southwest, it's gonna be a dry one for y'all. You're gonna see anywhere from 40 to 50% chance of below average precipitation. How's getting to our 8 to 14 day outlook? December 11th through December 17th, where majority of the U.S. is going to be seeing above average temperatures, especially up towards the upper Midwest. You're going to definitely see some above average temperatures. Near-normal average temperatures for parts of the deep south. And precipitation, It's gonna be near normal for majority of the U.S. Maybe parts of the western U.S., including California, you might see some above average precipitation. Parts of the southeast, including Florida, some above average precipitation, and parts of the southwest and the upper Midwest, you're gonna see some below average precipitation. And even the tip of the northeast, maybe slightly above average precipitation. So yeah. So I'm so sorry this video was so long. It's gonna take so long for this video to upload, but let's go for it. So that's gonna be it for this video, guys. Thanks for watching. Leave a like, subscribe, and I'll see you on my next video. Peace.